Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video. Today I just want to talk a little bit about the discovery of an odd tower in Milford, Texas that strangely resembles a piece of old Nikola Tesla technology. On October 3rd, 2018, KXXV 25 out of Dallas, Texas ran this piece on a mystery tower. Let's take a look at it.
Take I-35 east toward Dallas. You may have noticed a strange looking tower that's gone up just west of the highway. Believe it or not, the tower sits at the intersection of energy, communication, and technology. Dennis Turner got a close-up look at the tower today and learned how its builders plan to use it. Dennis?
Yeah, Lindsay, think of some of the coolest aspects you can imagine of science fiction. Well, Star Trek style things like transporters and subspace communicators. The so-called Milford Tower could take us one step closer to some of that futuristic technology. This odd-looking tower just off I-35 East gets a lot of long looks from the traffic passing by. Madonna McLeod and her family live practically in its shadow. When did you first notice that thing going up behind you?
About a year and a half ago. Well, we did think, oh gosh, are we going to be the glowing people? But anyway, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Okay, 2018. Stay here.
Just down the road in Milford, the tower became the talk of the town as people tried to figure out its purpose.
We aren't real sure. We're thinking we're going to walk around with tinfoil on our head.
Fortunately, there's no need for that. Believe it or not, the theory behind this tower goes back more than 100 years to a scientist named Nikola Tesla. Yes, that Tesla. The man who gave us AC electric motors, which eventually turned into electric cars, had a theory about sending electricity through the air. Now the technology exists to make that possible. But first, Viziv Technologies has other experiments to carry out.
We're focusing early on communications and signaling, things like regional GPS, radio navigation and broadcast signaling.
And eventually, possibly, send electricity through the air, doing away with high-tension electrical wires and towers like these. Viziv says its experiments will in no way harm its neighbors.
We have no desire to disrupt their lives in any way. We want to improve their lives and improve the world around us.
And that's good news to people here.
Oh, maybe it's going to make our town grow.
It already has. Viziv has several people working on the project in this nearby building. It's something Madonna McLeod and her family can take pride in.
I think it would be awesome to help out foreign countries where people have limited abilities to have communication.
And Viziv has a partnership with the Baylor University Research and Innovation Collaborative to help explore the many applications of this technology.
So how soon will we start to see results from the company's experiments?
Well, get this, the spokesman says we could start seeing some of those benefits within the next 10 years.
It's very interesting, and it makes me think about maybe Puerto Rico or places where they have a natural disaster and this kind of technology.
You might be able to send them information and power that they don't have.
Coming into play. Very interesting, Dennis. Thanks so much.
So the first thing I gotta say is that some of these local reactions are pure comedy.
Well, we did think, oh gosh, are we going to be the glowing people? But anyway, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
We aren't real sure. We're thinking we're going to walk around with tinfoil on our head.
Fortunately.
That's right, you heard it here, folks. The locals are glowing and they're wearing tinfoil hats. Just kidding. But seriously, the second I saw that tower, it instantly reminded me of Nikola Tesla's Wardenclyffe project. If you don't know what Wardenclyffe is, I did talk a little bit about it in my video on the Tunguska incident, but I'll review it just briefly. The Wardenclyffe facility in New York was a project of Nikola Tesla's that was never completed due to financial reasons. The tower was a part of Tesla's World Energy System that was supposed to beam energy wirelessly to the entire planet. After his finances were pulled, Tesla was forced to mortgage the property, and ultimately the Wardenclyffe facility was mostly dismantled for scrap metal. And it truly is a shame that this project and so many other of Tesla's were never completed. Our world could have looked a whole lot different than it does today. In any case, here we are over 100 years later, and Viziv Technologies is partnering with Baylor University to revitalize and reanimate Tesla's old technology. I found this article on the Baylor website dated August 28, 2018, which describes the partnership, and I will make sure to add a link to it in the description. The article describes how the team plans to use zenith surface waves to transmit electricity along the interface of air and earth. In layman's terms, this means that they want to transmit power wirelessly. In effect, they wish to realize Tesla's world energy system. So this really makes me wonder, just who is Viziv Technologies? According to the company website, the president and CEO is this man, retired Brigadier General Michael W. Miller of the United States Air Force. General Miller is a 28-year Air Force veteran, and he holds multiple patents relating to energy transfer, communications, and transportation. During his time in the Air Force, General Miller served as an ICBM launch officer for about 6 years before transferring to healthcare administration, where he served out most of his time. It appears that most of his work was in management and budgeting, so it's curious that he would choose a high-tech retirement job. In any case, I find it highly likely that General Miller has a long-standing relationship with the military that continues to this day. Further to this point, Richard Devereaux, the Executive VP of Government Relations at Viziv, is also a retired U.S. Air Force Major General. And that brings us to the Chief Technical Officer, Dr. Randall Jean. Dr. J, as I call him, holds more than a dozen patents in the field of microwave applied meteorology. He has over 40 years of doctorate-level academic and industrial experience in the fields of electromagnetics, remote sensing, and control applications. Dr. Jean is a Texas A&M alumni, obtaining his BS, MS, and PhD in the mid to late 70s. And it sounds like we have finally met the brains of this outfit.
Check out the big brain on bread.
So clearly Viziv has got quite the team assembled down in Milford, Texas. And I would like to point out this quote from their website. For over 100 years, scientists and industry leaders have searched for a way to safely transport energy over long distances without the use of conventional wires or cabling. That search is over. It's almost like they're admitting that they're using Tesla's technology, which I find ironic. Because the whole reason that Tesla never completed the world energy system was because his finances were pulled. And Viziv wouldn't be doing this project if they didn't see a vast economic and commercial interest in it. And I truly believe if this statement was true, then we would have the world energy system in place by now. If industry leaders and scientists really wanted this to happen, it would. I mean, heck, people are recreating Tesla technology in their backyards.
Oh, yeah! Yeah!
And yes, Tesla coils can clearly be programmed to make music. But seriously, if people can make these things in their backyards, why is it taking the energy industry 100 years to try to recreate Wardenclyffe and the world energy system? Another thing that I find kind of shocking about this whole story is that the citizens of Milford were not told what the tower is, nor were they asked if they wanted to take part in an experiment.
Just down the road in Milford, the tower became the talk of the town as people tried to figure out its purpose.
And these poor people are being used as test subjects without their knowledge or their consent, and I just think that's plain wrong. And these towers can be downright terrifying. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want one of those things in my backyard. During the recent 5G debate, it has come to light that small amounts of radiation exposure can be moderately safe. However, when you combine this exposure with all of the exposure that a normal person gets from televisions, cell phones, Wi-Fi networks, cellular networks, and other EM radiation, it has a stacking effect, where any one of the exposures is fine by themselves, but the cumulative effect is hazardous to human health. We are already bombarded by massive amounts of small doses of radiation every day, and it sure would be nice if corporations, companies, and those involved would ask our permission before they subject us to any more. And one more thing about this project. This energy transferal medium, if it's successful, will transmit energy around the globe, making every living, breathing animal and human a test subject. And I find it a little disturbing that any company would take it upon themselves to claim that this is a safe technology to implement. I personally feel that if an experiment of this magnitude is going to be performed, it should be with the informed consent of the public. I will be sure to be keeping an eye on this one. In any case, I am excited by the almost phoenix-like resurrection of some of Tesla's work. I seriously was beginning to think his revolutionary ideas were going to be buried away forever. I suppose it's better to develop these technologies for a capitalist reason than to have them buried and never see the light of day. I just hope Viziv will give the proper credit and royalties where they are deserved. To our good old pal, Nikki. Well guys, that's everything I got on the Tesla technology that was spotted in Milford, Texas. As always, this has been Manny at Area 503. And I wish you all the best until we meet again. I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.